these health risks in Italy across 16 cities, that's a bit of a worry, isn't it?
Yeah, they're taking their lead off last year. Doesn't seem a long time ago. And I think it's one of the Barcelona Health Institutes did a study, and they came out with the fact that around 60,000 people were affected by the heat and sadly died last year. So this is now becoming, how can I put this, the new abnormal, because it's abnormal. Yeah, that's where we are. When you get to these situations, they're taking stock. They're taking the measures they should take, the health measures for the population. It won't be everybody within that population that is going to suffer. And it's essentially going to be the vulnerable people, the elderly, the very young, the people who have problems with heat. But once you get into the 40 to 50 degree mark, which is where it's going to be, for example, in Rome today, we're expecting around 43, 44 degrees, which is higher than what we achieved last year in our peak period. Then, yeah, the health practitioners very much say that you're on a losing wicket as far as your health is concerned, and you have to take the step. So this is what that government is doing. It's the right step. It's not the only place in Europe and or the world at this moment in time that is going through this heat barrier. I know we're not going to in the UK, nothing like after yesterday, but nonetheless, it's in several of the continents, so it's not alone.
Yeah, I mean, I know there's a lot of trouble in the United States, isn't there? I mean, Death Valley, which is extremely hot anyway, but that's heading sort of almost to mid-50s, isn't it?
Yeah, the record is 56.7, which is a little bit of a dubious record. It was taken in 1913 in a place called Furnace Creek, a ranch out there somewhere. So 1913. However, we're probably going to see places like Las Vegas. I think there was a record, I can't remember where it was, that went yesterday in that area. So those areas around California, Nevada, Arizona, Texas, they've been boiling for some time, and they're going to continue to do so. Now, I'm going to join some dots for you here. So we've talked about Europe to a degree, but it is Southern Europe, the Mediterranean, everything from Spain through southern France down to across Italy, Sardinia, Corsica, Turkey, and then North Africa. So there's two continents there, Europe and Africa. Then we got Asia. Records went there yesterday. The record there is 54 degrees in Iran, but we may well see, I think we saw a 50 in China yesterday. And if we start to join these dots, so that's North America, Africa, Asia, Europe, they're all into the 50s for the records, and probably we will see close to, if not breaking those records. Algeria has already seen the 50 degrees. Then join the dots. That's called climate change. It's not the fact that these places don't get hot weather in the summertime at peak. Of course they do. We know that. That's what people go for their holidays for. But it's the add-on. That's what climate change does. It actually adds on several degrees in these cases. And when you get it happening all together across the globe, then something's going on.
I mean, Jim, the worry now is for local people, especially if you're living in Las Vegas or you're living in southern parts of Italy, you will be used to hot weather. You will be able to know what to do when those high temperatures hit. But for tourists who aren't used to it, you could actually get really quite sick, couldn't you, being exposed to those kind of temperatures?
That's a good question, Ellie. Where I come from, if the way that I would approach that is, if I was about to go on holiday, you get a bit excited. You arrive first day, you unpack your bags into the hotel or wherever you are, and then, you're heading for the beach, aren't you? That's the sort of thing that you do. And you're out there and you strip off and maybe stay out a few hours longer than you should. And hey, presto, you find yourself in hospital for the rest of your holiday, because when we talk about these silly temperatures into the 50s, high 40s, mid 40s, that's shade temperature. Now, I've got a little tip, and it's a tip that I think is a good one to pack away with your suitcase, if you like, and that is, do as the locals do, because they do the right thing. There's an old saying, isn't there? Mad dogs and Englishmen go out in the midday sun. Not an idle little rhyme, that one. I think it's probably true from the past that, you think we can bear it and all the rest of it, but the body does not do too well over 40 degrees. So when you see the locals disappearing into their little white houses and all the rest of it, across the Mediterranean, that's what you should be doing as well. Take the siesta. do as they do. Make sure you're hydrated. Even take those hydration pills. You can do this. When you get these pills for runners, where if you go on a 5 or a 10K or a marathon, they take these hydration pills either before or after. Well, why not take them? Why not pack them with you? So in case you do go down with a little bit of minimum water level, if you like, those things will help. So yeah, the big one is do as the locals do. Disappear for a few hours in the afternoon. Come back out in the evening. You'll probably enjoy your holiday a lot better.